All right. It is Tuesday, November 25th. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for clicking on my video. I just want to say I appreciate every view. I want to pass on some great blessings to you, a good frequency to you. And I think that's all life is about sometimes, is just getting in the right frequency, getting in the right intention, so that you can pay attention to what you want to. Because we all vibrate something, and I do believe in. I'm sure you've heard it a million times if you listen to my video, but Nikola Tesla has famously said that if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of frequency, vibration, and it's true. I know, man. You probably already clicked off my video by me repeating that, but I hope not. But it's absolutely true. I believe in that, and that we all have a frequency that we broadcast, and some frequencies are stronger than others, and a lot of times, unfortunately, we're changing that frequency just too often during the day. You know, um, we might have a frequency of dreaming about money or a relationship or love or fulfillment or success, whatever it may be, but then you're distracted scrolling on social media 2 minutes later, or then you're distracted thinking about your past, or then you're distracted thinking about how you're not good enough, or you're not smart enough, or you're not, you don't have, you're too lazy, you don't know the skills. We just get, I think, distracted from our frequency. We may have that intention, but that intention doesn't really stay with us to fuel our attention to get things done and act. Because unfortunately, not unfortunately, but action is required. Action is a habit, and it is required for you to change. It just is. Now, granted, I think there are strategies. If you're really, I don't know, procrastinating, there are strategies that can help you get to that action. You know, the visualization is a huge one. Visualize yourself, in this past day, or let's say at night, or think about yesterday. If this is the morning time you're listening to this, think about a few moments that you had where you could have been like, man, I could have put that down, or I could have stopped doing that, and I could have done that. You know, last night I could have stopped watching some TV and just picked up a book and read for 15 minutes instead. You know, and then I just visualize myself reading. Even though I'm not reading, I just visualize myself reading, and if I continue to do that, guess what? I'll start reading. And I plan on speaking these words into existence. I think there's a reason why people say words cast spells. Spelling. I don't know really the exact way to put it, but there's a reason why it's called spelling. You can cast spells. I've heard that before, and you may have too. And I think there are some truth to that. And I'm just trying to find those strategies and tools that I'm implementing in my own life to see what works, what doesn't. I think we're all different. We're all gonna be what's the word? We're all gonna have like our strengths and weaknesses. We're all gonna have things that are gonna attract us more than others, and so some of these strategies may not even you might not resonate with, but some they might change your life. And I think that we have to change. We have to transform as a species, and it starts with us today. It just does. I know a lot of us want big changes in the world. We want big changes in the way our government operates. We want big changes in the way our leaders spend money, or the way our billionaires spend money, and the way social media works and algorithms work. But we can complain all day, but at the end of the day, it really does start with the inner self. And we have to work on that. Not to say you can't call that out, but I think that when you work on yourself more, you can do it in a lot more of an authentic way, a more balanced way. um, it sucks, when traumatic things happens to us, because a lot of times that stays with us for far too long. It's hard to let go of the trauma. And what that means is our future selves are severely affected. You're not going to change. You're going to stay that same person. You're going to live in that trauma for too long, and that's going to You may have an intention to move on, but your attention is locked in on the past. It's locked in on the trauma. The emotions are locked in on the trauma, and that's not going to help you. So yeah, it's really just finding that coherence is another buzzword that you hear in this space. But yeah, finding that coherence. It's aligning yourself, your emotions, your mind, your attention, your intention, and programming yourself. Speaking words to build yourself up rather than drag yourself down, even if you have to be delusional. That's why I feel like, I've always struggled with this, but finding that just crazy passion that you just can't stop thinking about, like, finding that desire, like whether like writing a book or creating content. I think creation, whatever skill that you have, find a way to create it, find a way to create more of it. And that might require learning, that might require journaling, reading, but it's going to require action on your part. It's going to require attention and intention. So find that burning desire that you just can't stop thinking about, and it'll make it a lot easier. Visualize yourself with that desire. Visualize yourself figuring out that desire if you don't know what it is. And then just get to work. Start journaling. Start reading. Start writing. We have to do the boring things. I think we're constantly entertained. We're constantly chasing cheap dopamine, and it's just hurting us. It's hurting our development spiritually. It's hurting ourselves internally. But I think we also want to blame the outside world. But I think, don't get me wrong, the way we've organized ourselves has put us at a disadvantage to fall into these short-term dopamine traps and loops. But it's no one's gonna come save you. It's up to you to come save yourself. So I hope that I don't know I've realized that myself too. So that's why I'm trying to create these videos. I'm trying to get all this stuff out of my head and figure it out myself, because I'm not where I want to be. I'm still driving to a 9 to 5, that I don't really even have any permanence in. I have no guarantees in. This is a temporary job. They've been graciously extended. Because I'm doing a good job. I get a lot of compliments, but nothing's guaranteed. I feel like they're kind of using me. I'm being taken advantage of. That kind of sucks. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it is what it is, and I'm trying to improve and just get in the right mindset more than anything. Because this job is not the end all be all. It's not what my identity is. It's not who I am. I'm still trying to form that. I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to write my own story. And that's the thing. We're the narrators of our own story, and you can narrate a hero's journey, or you can narrate a depressive drama. Man, this person right here almost ran into me, man. All right, I better get off. Almost got in a wreck. Someone ran it, like they just came right in my lane. I'm like, luckily I was paying attention. All right, anyway, many blessings out there. Much love. Peace out. Don't drive and make videos like me. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. All right, peace out.